because these assets went up because of the strategic. Hi and welcome to this video. In this video, I will share the latest happenings in crypto and Bitcoin with you. I have prepared another presentation. Don't forget, you can always download these presentations if you just go to the link below the video. So let's get started. I will share my presentation now, and the title is Crypto Market Insights 2025, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and beyond. We take a look how the market will probably develop in the next weeks and months. This is important for you to understand in which assets you should invest now and which assets are already overbought, or is there any chances to get into really good gems at the moment. This is what we will discuss in this video. So stay till the end of the video to not miss any of these opportunities. Let's have a look. So in general, I want to talk about the market to give you an overview what really happened. How is the situation? How is the feeling in the market? How is the market sentiment? If you look at this slide, you see it's a record bull run actually in April. We reached 110, 111, almost 112,000 in Bitcoin. We had a gain of 14% in April. This is really very, very big. As you may have noticed, in May now, the prices are going up, down. So it's going down to 107, going up to 110, then it's reaching a little higher. So we are trapped in this resistance and support zone, but I'm sure with all the positive news that we will discuss later on, the Bitcoin price and all the other prices have a very big chance to skyrocket till the end of the year. Everybody's talking about the banana zone, and you may wonder, is the banana zone still coming, or did we miss the banana zone already? This you will learn actually in this presentation. We still have a very high Bitcoin dominance. It's around 62, 63%. What that means for you as investor is that basically the best performing asset over the last months and even the whole year was Bitcoin. If you are in any other asset, then you probably are not too happy. XRP holders will be happy, ADA holders will be happy, but this has a different reason, because these assets went up because of the strategic Bitcoin and crypto reserve. So the crypto reserve, especially, as you may know, there is XRP, ADA, and so on in the crypto reserve, and the US government will not hold this long term. They will use it to trade. Before the Bitcoin dominance is not going down, it's very unlikely, or it's not really possible for the other assets to raise up. Usually Ethereum is one of the leading assets that is pushing up the market and pulling all the altcoins with the market. But in this situation, as we are here now, I'm not sure if you will see the normal cycles, and I'm not sure if we will have this type of altcoin season where Ethereum is leading and everything else is pumping up. We have too much institutional flows. Now it's very different. If you look at the ETF flows, if you look at all the billions that are coming into the market, I'm not sure if we will see the same thing as happened in the latest years. We already talked a little about the Pectra upgrade. I will link the video on top. The Pectra update was just performed, and after the Pectra update, we saw actually a quite good surge in prices of Ethereum. The Pectra update enhances the scalability and the efficiency of the network, and you can also do stuff like paying fees for your users and so on that other blockchains can already do. But now Ethereum can also do it. This is very good for the network. And DeFi, a lot of DeFi projects are building on it. It's not like nobody's using Ethereum anymore, but also a lot of people went to Solana, of course. But this is very important, very interesting, very positive for Ethereum. And a lot of people are predicting that Ethereum will run the hardest now in the next months, because it is a hated asset at the moment. Then we have a lot happening in the DeFi industry. We have, for example, new tokens like Pendle. Pendle is tokenizing future yields and has got a TVL of 4.4 billion. What that means is on Pendle, you can put your stablecoin and you can basically sell your future yields to somebody else, not for the full price, but you can split it. You have your collateral and you can sell your future yield. It has got a 300% yearly growth till now, so it's really perfect, and they make a lot of generated fees. Pendle has generated 5.6 million in fees over the last months. This is very healthy, very positive for the ecosystem, very positive for the token, because they can also do token buybacks and they can make the ecosystem much stronger. They can promote the token and so on. This is very important metric for a token. We have Aave. It's a big lending platform, big lending market. They have 26 billion in deposits at the moment. So this is really fascinating. And they made 10x revenue growth last year. The market in DeFi is really growing. There's a lot of innovative new projects coming in. You know that all the new big players, BlackRock and everybody, is flocking into the DeFi system. They want to find solutions where they can generate yield, they can generate passive income. They want to have some staking opportunities. They want to lend, they want to borrow money, they want to make fees and so on. So this market will really grow very much. AI is also another narrative that is shooting up. We have more and more projects focusing on AI. And in this case, you have to be a little careful. You may have noticed that a lot of projects just switched over to now being AI projects. They discovered that they couldn't fulfill their other use case, or the use case now is replaced by AI, and they're just pivoting to AI. You really need to take care that this project is not just fooling you and putting like AI in their name or AI modifying the roadmap, that there is AI in the roadmap. You need to make sure this is a real AI-based project. We have WorldCoin, for example. WorldCoin is pretty much hated. I don't like it too much because of this quite creepy thing that they're scanning your eyeball, and that this data, we don't know where this data is going to. On the other side, it is a necessary solution probably for the future. Why is that? This is because you need to verify now more and more that you are actually human. You may have seen a lot of bots on X, a lot of videos coming out where AI influencers, you have people duplicated, Michael Saylor oftentimes, or Elon Musk used to just his face, his AI avatar to scam people on YouTube. They're telling the people, send me, I don't know, because they're telling the people to send them Bitcoin and they will send them double of the amount back. But at a certain point, there has to be some kind of solution that will make sure that this is a human, unfortunately. So I don't think it's going into a very nice direction. There's a lot of control, more and more regulatory issuing, more and more interfering, but I don't know how else we can solve this. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments. I would be interested in your solution. AI is, of course, also being used to enhance everything, to build trading algorithms, to understand the markets better, to trade, to collect all the data, to predict, look at the past, predict the future. There's a lot of things going on. There's blockchain AI synergies. More and more projects are using AI and the blockchain. You may have heard about BitTensor, so Tau in short. I linked the video on top. I have made a video where I present the hottest 5 new altcoins that you should look at. They're not really new, but they're very innovative and they're still under the cover for most of the people. Insiders know about them. And what is so nice about Tau is that they took almost the Bitcoin white paper. That means, so it's 21 million supply. They have a halving cycle implemented like Bitcoin, and they are also mining, and they connected it to AI. So it's almost a Bitcoin connected to AI. So a AI blockchain ChatGPT, so to say, which is decentralized. I would strongly advise to look at the Tau token. What else was happening? We see a lot of regulatory changes. At the moment, there's this Bitcoin 25 conference where a lot of congressmen and JD Vance are speaking. We see a lot of development and we get a lot of new informations. What is in the moment? Just recently on May 28th, they have actually withdrawn the warning, the extreme warning that retirement plans cannot invest in crypto. What that means for us is that retirement plans can now in the future very likely also include crypto on a much larger base. The crypto market structure bill, JD Vance just announced at the conference that this will be priority. This is very important for the industry and will be the first step for the Bitcoin reserve and everything else, the Stablecoin Act and so on. Also, there's a tax reform discussion. So they're discussing if they want to remove capital gains tax or not. I don't believe this will happen, but let's see what happens, right? We have also global regulatory shifts. Unfortunately, the EU is not really stepping forward and accepting it quite well, but we have countries like Pakistan and other countries around the world, also Singapore and other countries that are more and more developing and more going into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Pakistan is also establishing a Bitcoin reserve. Market caps are picking up. We see here market caps, of course, of Bitcoin is very high. Then we have Ethereum, but also SUI and Hyperliquid are slowly picking up. We can jump into the charts and take a look at the charts. So I will share my screen with you. If you look at the latest numbers on CoinMarketCap, for example, you can see that Hyperliquid really sneakily, quietly sneaked up here to position number 12 already. A lot of people have not noticed that. Also, SUI is already at position 11. Did you know that? These two assets have gained a lot of market cap, and these two assets have gained a lot of attraction. If you don't know what Hyperliquid is, I made a video on these 5 top picks. You can find it on top. Hyperliquid is basically a decentralized perpetual trading platform where you can, without a third party, go long, short, you have your contracts and so on. If you want to find out if you still should buy this or not, at the moment it's at an all-time high. And it's never a good idea to FOMO into a project when it's all-time high. If you would have catched it down here at $10, then I would say this would have been the perfect entry. And this was not that long ago. So you need to wait for the right entries and exits. I have done a video on the Fear and Greed Index, or the video is called How to Buy Low and Sell High. If you want to check it out, click on the video on top. This was Hyperliquid, so it's slowly sneaking up. Also SUI, there's a lot of hype on SUI. Should you buy SUI now? SUI is not at an all-time high at the moment, but it's around 4. The actual price today is around $3.65, and the all-time high was here almost $5. So you could still go into the SUI project. It's not the best time to buy. The best time to buy would have been this point. Doesn't help you much at the moment. I just want to tell you that there's always times where there's fear in the market. You should buy these times and then just relax, wait until there's extreme greed, and then move on. Let's jump back into the presentation. We also have a lot of events that are pushing the industry at the moment. So we used to have the token 2049 in the beginning of May. There was also a lot of token unlocks happening. So SUI had unlocks, Zeta had unlocks, and these unlocks can cause the price to drop pretty significantly. It depends how much unlocks there are. What are unlocks? So these VCs, all the companies, all the venture capitalists that are backing, giving these projects money like SUI in the beginning, they have to wait a certain period of time before they get their tokens. And the tokens normally get released, let's say the first token batch after 2 years, and then every half a year, something like that. There's websites that can just go to CryptoRank or so to check the unlocks. Let me share my screen so you can see the unlocks, how it works. If you go to cryptorank.io, you can click here on token unlocks, and that will show you a very simple list of tokens and the unlock dates. You can also search for it. So you just put in here SUI, click on it, and you just scroll down here and they see unlocks in 2 days here. Current supply, you see here the current supply is 3.34 billion. Next unlocks is in 2 days. You can click on this and you see all the unlock information. You can see 33% unlocked. Here, next unlock is around 0.5%, and you see all the data in here. At the moment, we also have the Bitcoin 2025, where a lot of quite prominent people are speaking, like Congressman J.D. Vance, Trump Jr. We will get a lot of news from that, and this is very bullish. We also had the Sonic Summit that was quite bullish. All these events normally work in this way, that if you have this kind of events, especially if it's coin-specific events or a SUI event or something like that, insiders will buy into the event, and at the event or shortly after the event, the price normally drops quite heavily. They're just selling the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. If you're still on the sidelines and want to know how you can treat the market, I want to give you a little feeling. If you want to go into the market with low risk, then of course it is Bitcoin and Ethereum, probably also Solana and some other coins, but they have different reasons. I think it's also okay to go into XRP and ADA, but not because of the fundamental numbers, but because of their connections to the administration. Brett Garlinghouse from XRP and also ADA with Charles Hoskinson, they're pretty well connected, and very likely something positive will happen with this coin. These coins I would consider at the moment as medium risk coins. Then you have higher risk coins, like especially Hype is quite new. SUI is between, I would say. WorldCoin is something that's quite risky, but there's much, much higher risk coins, as you all know, like if you buy Fartcoin, if you buy some meme coin, these are the really high risk coins. This is overall a very, very conservative chart, as you see. So it says high risk here for Hype, SUI, WorldCoin, but we all know that you're probably much more degen, and this is for you basically the safe place. But you need to know this. What are the future outlooks? We have very positive Bitcoin price projections. If you watch my latest videos, I've done some, check it out, about the Bitcoin price predictions. I would say it will be around 150 to 200, and then we will see some kind of correction. Ethereum, lots of people are saying Ethereum can go to 10,000. Realistically, probably it's going to 5, 6, 7,000, in my opinion. And we have a massive stable coin growth. This is related to the Stablecoin Act. The Stablecoin Act is approving stable coins under certain conditions. And one of these conditions is that they need to buy bonds as well. The US government will basically use stable coins now to have bond buyers. And these bond buyers will flow in. And if we have this money in stable coins, it's very good for the crypto market. It will trigger into other assets if we have a lot of stable coins. That was the presentation for today. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the presentation, if you want to have the data, just click on the link below the video. You can download the data for free, of course. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.